This doesn't make any sense. We wear masks in an acute setting to protect us. We're not wearing masks. Why is that? Because we understand microbiology, we understand immunology, and we want strong immune systems. Our immune system is used to touching. We share bacteria, staphylococcal, streptococcal bacteria, viruses. We develop an immune response daily to this stuff. When you take that away from me, my immune system drops. As I shelter in place, my immune system drops. You keep me there for months, it drops more. And now I'm at home, hand washing vigorously, washing the counters, worried about things that are indeed what I need to survive. And as we all come out of shelter in place with a lower immune system and start trading viruses and bacteria, what do you think is going to happen? Disease is going to spike.
I guarantee when we reopen, there's going to be a huge amount of illness that's going to be rampant.
The building blocks of your immune system is virus and bacteria, end of story.
Wearing the mask literally activates your own virus.
Why are we working against it instead of for it? Tell me, why are we working against our immune system instead of for our immune system? Bump it up. Bump the immune system up. Stop trying to lower it down like we know better. We don't. The body knows far more than we ever will. And it can heal if you give it the tools to do it. Now, I wanted to share with you what this means. When you go out in public and you wear this at all hours of day that you're outside, you are doing your body a disservice. You are creating an acidotic state of your blood. You are creating a pH imbalance. It is crucial to health to have a balance of pH in your bloodstream at all times. Why would you want to disrupt that? You're not only breathing in your own bacteria, flora, the whole time because you're not getting fresh air, you're hurting your body by breathing in your own CO2 for long lengths of time. I also want to share with you that this mask is highly ineffective against viruses. Viruses are teeny tiny. And you may tell me, well, in my hospital, we wear an N95 mask. An N95 mask has to be fitted, first of all, and is supposed to protect you against TB. What is TB? It is a bacteria. There's a big difference between a bacteria and a virus, mainly in size. A bacteria is about 1,000 times bigger than a virus. So if you're telling me that I'm protecting myself when I go to the grocery store by wearing this, you're wrong. I'm actually making myself more prone to infection, one, by making my body acidotic, and two, when you have one of these on, you touch your face more often. Viruses live on surfaces. They're not alive until they enter the body. And so when you touch your face and your eyes continuously because you're adjusting the mask because you can't breathe, there's a problem with that. I want you to think about that. I want everyone to think about this. It's not common knowledge, apparently. You're doing your body a disservice if you think that wearing a mask 24/7 is protecting someone, because it's not. I know I'm probably going to get a lot of flack for this. I don't really care. I feel like it's time for people to stand up for what they know to be true, and I love science. I feel the human body is a miracle.
All the things that just don't make sense, the patients I'm seeing in front of me, the lungs I'm trying to improve, have led me to believe that we are operating under a medical paradigm that is untrue. And I fear that this misguided treatment will lead to a tremendous amount of harm to a great number of people in a very short time.
And you've killed them with the ventilator because you gave them the wrong treatment.
Like, literally, some of these people are just on sedation to keep them on the vents. Nothing else. I have a lady on a tranq on a vent, and she's not even fucking cognizant. She's not even on sedation. You know what we give her every day? We give her breathing treatments, albuterol, and she gets insulin. And that's it. That's it. We're not treating the COVID, guys. Like, for real, we're not treating the COVID. You know, every day we try and get these guys off the vents, right? Because, you know, there's criteria for weaning. Every day, the day shift nurse will wean them down, to minimum sedation. Every night, we come in and we get the same 2 residents, and they fucking max out all the sedation again and undo all the work from the day shift. Then the day shift attendant will come in and they'll all do rounds, and they'll be like, he wasn't synchronizing with the vent. So we had to turn all the sedation on. And I'm like, he wasn't synchronizing with the vent because it's in the wrong vent mode.
Which, by the way, I know a nurse in Florida who was fired for exposing that about CPAP and BiPAP and patients being put on the ventilator, like straight away to the ventilator, to be on a closed system. The patients don't know any better. They don't have family with them. There is no one there with them to advocate for them. So they are scared and they give consent. The ventilators have high PEEP, high pressure, which then causes barotrauma. It causes trauma to the lungs. Dr. Siddell, Cameron Kyle Siddell, a few weeks ago put out a video. He's in New York City, and he put out a video saying something is not right, like we're not treating this correctly. We're doing something wrong. This doesn't make sense. They pulled his video from YouTube and they took him out of ICU because they couldn't have one doctor going against the grain, going against their protocol.
This is not because we're actively trying to harm our patients.
People are sick, but they don't have to stay sick. They are killing them. They are not helping them.
I know we're gonna have a shit ton of people die, but these people aren't dying from COVID. Let me give you several examples here. An anesthesiologist intubated the patients, I think it was right, bronchi and of a patient, and they couldn't get the sats up, and for about 5 hours, we were waiting on a chest x-ray to confirm that the placement was wrong. And in the meantime, while we're waiting for that, and we've told the anesthesiologist that it was placed wrong, because literally only one side of his fucking chest is inflating, he dies. Okay? A patient had a heart rate of 40, and the resident started doing chest compressions on him, which is not what you do. You just externally pace them, or you give him some atropine. And then, I run in there to stop him from doing chest compressions on somebody with a fucking pulse. And then he decides to push epi. He throws some pads on him to defibrillate the guy in bradycardia. Okay, he has a heart rate of 40 in a stable, bradycardic rhythm. We just need to give him some atropine and pace him. He fucking defibrillates him and kills him.
Last week, New York State came out and said, we're going to bump up our death numbers for COVID-19 from 7,000 to 10,500 in one day, because we've decided to take all the probables and list them right alongside all of the laboratory confirmed cases. That was a problem. Minnesota's not doing that. Commissioner Jan Malcolm has said, in Minnesota, we're counting the cases that are laboratory confirmed. So is California. So is Seattle. So when New York State says they're going to do it differently, that's a problem. Now we don't have apples and apples. Now we got apples and oranges. And you know what's going to happen? In a week or a month or whatever, New York's going to make the case that they should get more money because they have 10,500 deaths, not 7,000.
Why would they want to skew the number of deaths due to COVID-19?
Well, fear is a great way to control people. And sometimes people's ability to think for themselves is paralyzed if they're frightened enough. And that's not where I want people to be. I want people to say, we're going to get through this. I'm going to use my head. I'm going to go to different sources. I'm going to listen to different sources. And I'm going to think for myself, because that's what America's about.
If someone dies with COVID-19, we are counting that as a COVID-19 death. We know that we haven't infected enough of the population with this virus.
We haven't infected enough of the population with this virus.
The idea that we are now a few days away from a new administration, given, as you heard from the introduction, that I have been around for a while and have had the opportunity of serving in 5 administrations, I thought I would bring that perspective to the topic today, is the issue of pandemic preparedness. And if there's one message that I want to leave with you today, is that there is no question that there will be a surprise outbreak. The thing we're extraordinarily confident about is that we are going to see this in the next few years. Thank you.